Okay, we've set the legs up to save a little time, and you're probably only going to see the top half of the legs during the assembly, and that's okay because the action is in the top half anyway. We've set the legs up so the slots are, this one is marked A, by the way. These things are marked so you know how to put them. And it's usually, we do it in a rectangle where I go A, B, C, D, and you'll see the 4 letters on the top of the legs. And again, I'm angling the slots towards the facing legs. So then, also on the boards, you'll find letters A and B, and this is the first board in, like I was mentioning earlier, that has the strip on the bottom to hold the bottom boards of the planter. So that's the first thing I'm going to put in. I sometimes will hold one leg up and kind of push the other one down a little bit, and that's how that one goes. And then I'll take a side one. This one is marked A to D, and this one is the D because we go A, B, C, D. And the rough side in, the nice side out. And we run that board down. One of the things you need to do probably is slap the boards, not hard, but slap them together a little bit. Because as you push a board down, it's going to want to spread it. So then again, here's the inside. I have D and I have C. And sometimes it's easier to do one leg like that and then also then come like this, while you can have a leg lifting up and go in like that. That worked nicely there. And here's B to C. Again, rough side in. I'm putting B against the B leg, C against the C leg. That one drops right in. So anyway, for the sake of time, I'll put the other boards in and we'll come back and we will put on the caps and this puppy is done. Okay, well, I don't think that took more than 2.5 minutes to put in the rest of the boards. This is really a very fast assembling planter, and we try and cut them with a little looseness because maybe it picks up some moisture and swells and traveling, or somebody opens a box and leaves it open and doesn't put the planter together for a month and they're in a humid location. That's a very good reason of don't open the box till you're ready to put together the planter. Don't fear a little bit of looseness. It'll all tighten up and be very solid when the wood goes in. When the soil goes in. And the other thing about it is, I don't think you'll find anybody who makes planters as thick as we do. This is our lightest planter, and the wood is 7/8 thick. Most of these kind of planters, people are doing it, manufacturers with 1/2 inch, 5/8. If you can find somebody who does it out of 3/4 inch, that's extremely rare. I can't even think of when I've seen one online in looking at what other people make. But again, this is a 7/8 inch thick board, and they're going to hold up against anything you do. We also make them in 1 inch thick boards, and they're as solid as you get. And again, when you get dirt in it, it'll really stiffen up. And this is a planter that's made to last many decades, not a couple of years. So, the next thing I want to talk about is putting in the bottom boards. And you're going to see down on those bottom ledges, you're going to see a marking that says BR or BL. So like everything else we do, take the BL and I'm going to put it right over the BL on the strip there. And that goes in, and then I have the BR over here, and so the corner boards are in. Now, I'll drop in the rest while I'm talking to you about something, is these boards fit pretty flush together, not really hardly any space at all between them, and that's the point of the discussion, is we make these things so you can kind of adjust your own drainage the way you would like it. And what we do is we cut a couple of small pieces, and you can pull out 1 or 2 small pieces and then spread the boards how you like it and the drainage you want. I believe that you should get a lot of air up in your roots and not have your roots in really soggy soil all the time. I would spread the boards about not more than 1/4 inch apart from each other, an 1/8 to 1/4, and maybe even put down a piece of fabric and some pea gravel where air gets up into the roots, doesn't let them be saturated all the time, and I think your plants will love it, and you'll love it too. So anyway, that's the story about the bottom boards and your adjustable drainage, let's call it. Now I'm going to put on a cap, and in a minute I'll call Jay over, but not just yet. I want to tell you that I put, this particular style has 2 holes. There's other ones that have 3, but I put the screws in before I try and attach it, and I let them stick out not more than 1/8 of an inch, about 1/8 of an inch. And it is the way to find the holes, and when you find the holes and screw them in, you'll have no problems. To miss, it'll work, I guess, and you'd be a little cockeyed, but you'd be drilling a new hole in the bottom post, and no need to do that, as it's easy to find the holes. Jay, why don't you come on over and we'll show them what we're doing. Okay, now what I do is we have a T1 on the post and a T1 on the underside of the cap, and I put, like we do on all of our lettering, we put the T1 over the T1, and so I'm seeing where this screw needs to go into that hole. And what I do is I kind of lift this back part, because I don't want this screw to interfere with finding this hole. So I kind of tilt it a little bit, and I move it around a little, and till I find I found the hole. And I slide it back and forth, and it doesn't jump out. It's in the hole. Then I also find the second screw. I put the wood down, and I found the hole. So now I'm in both holes. It's a very easy thing to do. Again, because the screw is sticking out 1/8 of an inch, I'm able to find the holes. Now, I don't push down hard, because if you slip out of the screw, you'll put a dent in your nice cap. Don't want you to do that. But just slowly turn it down and let the head of the screw just slightly go below the countersink into the countersunk holes, and go below the level of the wood. You'll feel them tighten up. Okay, on putting together the caps, just repeat the same thing on the other 3 corners. Put the letter and the number over each other, T4 over T4 for the top, number 4, and put the screws through like I told you to find the holes. And you're going to put this together in less than 10 minutes, and it's going to be a wonderful planter for you. It's extremely well made. These cuts on these boards, we take a lot of pride in how they fit. We put beeswax on the slides on the ends to make it go in smoother. And I don't think you're going to find any other company taking the time that we do. They're nicely finished, and you're going to enjoy it for several decades. These are made to last decades, not a couple of years. Anyway, enjoy your planter, and thank you very much for listening.